Bobby Lashley, after his last victorious match, did really good. He ran back to Impact. You know, whatever, TNA. Cash grab. Quick cash grab. Get some money. It's going to pay for my training. What do? Sign with Strikeforce. Because you got a real friggin' fighter now. You know, what did he do before then? Made Bob Sapp look like a turd. Which, Bob Sapp is already a turd. But you know what? We're going to see what Bobby Lashley's producing. Not to mention, the good matches coming up from Bobby Lashley. Not to mention, they just signed Fedor. And excuse me. Let's go over the Fedor thing. Okay. Let's get this set straight right now. I saw a recent translator translate it just like F-Y-O-D-O-R. Fyodor. We're all saying it wrong. I've been saying it wrong for eons, even though I love the guy. Fyodor is his name. So I'm going to try to start saying his name properly. Fyodor versus Brett Rogers. Fyodor beat his living ass. Beat the living crap out of him. Well, Brett Rogers did really good. I'm not gonna back down and say, Brett Rogers did really good. He did really good. But you know what? When it comes down to it, Fyodor came in there, weathered the storm, and he finishes the guy. That's exactly what he did. Exactly what he did. You guys remember the strongman contest? Goes on all over the world. Everybody says his name different, just like Fedor. Mariusz Pudzianowski? Remember that guy? Like 6-7-time winner of the strongman contest? Yeah, he just made his MMA debut. Yeah. Dude kicked the other guy's ass. Totally. Beat his ass. With strictly kicks. Came in, somebody must have said, you know what? You need to start throwing leg kicks. Because that guy came in, was just, medium, stance against the next guy. And then as soon as the time was right, he just started wailing leg kicks. Wailing leg kicks. Wailing leg kicks. Look it up, man. Mariusz Pudzianowski. And him along with Bobby Lashley, Fedor Emelianenko, Gegard Mousasi, Scott Smith, Kung Lee. We've got all them guys that are our mainstay in Strikeforce right now. UFC has got so many friggin' injuries that UFC is going to either, like in the middle of 2010, they're going to have to come back with like a huge card, a gigantic card, to make up for all this garbage. Because, I mean, come on, UFC 106? Everybody in the world friggin' knows that that's a joke. Anderson Silva versus Vitor Belfort. Which Vitor Belfort doesn't even want to do it. He wants to go against a few other fighters first. Because he doesn't see the point in taking on a champion. When he's just getting here. He's just arriving. He took on Rich Franklin. Rich Franklin. Tough 11. Being coached by Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz. Come on, man. Come on. Seriously? Tito Ortiz has been arguing and crying and complaining. I want to be in the spotlight again. So Dana finally gives it to him, and he gets his spotlight back. He does horribly, and he makes all kinds of excuses. Oh, I cracked my skull. He's crying about the whole entire time. Everybody's booing him, and he's attacking fans now, basically. He's attacking fans now. But he's like, if you don't know what it's like to be in here, why don't you get in here? That's what he's got to say to fans. Which I'm sure Dana had something to say to him about that. But here we are, Dana, Blado Ortiz, and Chuck Liddell. It's times like that, and it's the times like where I watched the entire Tough 10. And every single week they said, "Oh, the stage has been set. The stage has been set for Kimbo to come back." And, they talk all this bullshit. All this shit about, Kimbo's going to come back. Kimbo! When you tune in, you realize, oh, it's Joe Larry against Flip Johnson. Dana was like, oh, what the fuck am I going to do at this point? My show sucks. What am I going to do? And you know what? Done with that garbage, man. I'm done with that just as much as I'm done Chad Congo. Chad Congo got his fucking ass whipped. Period. Had nothing to answer with. No wrestling moves. No submission, defense, nothing. Come on, man. How many times that guy get hit by a punch? We just saw it. UFC 107, that guy gets hit by a fucking punch. He goes down like a bag of fucking sand, and he loses. I'll watch the pay-per-views, because I'm there, man. How am I going to do these videos if I don't fucking do, period, man? That's my point. UFC has really started to suck. And you know what? Strikeforce just seems to keep gaining momentum and doing better and better and better. And I like both of them. I like UFC. I like Strikeforce. I want to see them both stay because you know why? It's better for you and me. It's better for the fighters. You pay your price to watch the fights. The fighters go out there and fight for their price. You know, it's better for everybody because you're battling for the best of fans. You're battling for the best of opponents. When it comes to being a fight fan, we're going to get the best of it. We're going to get all of it. So, chime in and tell me what you think.